Biggest announcement has come in from the Allahabad High Court Bar Association after an emergency meeting. The Allahabad High Court Bar Association has declared an indefinite strike starting from today onwards. Now, the Bar Association President Anil Tiwari has said that advocates will hit the streets and will launch a massive protest. This decision came after the Supreme Court recommended the transfer of Justice Yashwant Varma from the Delhi High Court to the Allahabad High Court. Now, the Bar Association has also demanded that the central government should intervene in this particular matter and that the Supreme Court Collegium withdraw its recommendation. Now, the Bar Association said lawyers will remain on an indefinite strike until their demands are met. Remember, the Bar Association is also seeking an intervention from the central government in this particular issue. They want the Supreme Court Collegium to withdraw its recommendation of Justice Yashwant Varma to be transferred to the Allahabad High Court.
What is your opinion on Justice Varma's case, sir?
Well, it is a very unfortunate development in the history of India's judiciary. I don't think in recent memory any recovery of this kind of money has been found from the house of any judge. It is worrisome, it is troublesome, it has naturally given rise to an outrage, and I hope that the process of inquiry that Honorable the Chief Justice of India has initiated will lead to unraveling of the truth. But having said that, I do want to make a point, which is that justice to anyone should not only be done, but should be seen to be done. Over the last 4 or 5 days, the kind of trial by media of Justice Yashwant Varma that we are all seeing is also worrisome. After all, here is a person who has denied that the money belongs to him. It may be true, it may not be true. But somebody has to come to a definitive finding that the money recovered from an outhouse of the judge was relatable to a judicial misconduct on the part of the judge. I hope that one way or the other, the inquiry committee constituted by Honorable the Chief Justice will be able to arrive at some conclusion. If it is indeed established that this money is unaccounted and relatable to the misdemeanor of a judge, then I think it is the end of the road for the Honorable Judge, because that is how the removal procedure of the judge is. In which case, the Chief Justice will have to ask him to either resign. Of course, the work allocation to him has already been stopped. And if he does not resign, the Chief Justice may even ask Parliament to consider an impeachment motion. Now, so far in the history of this country, there were 2 impeachment motions of Veeraswamy and Justice Soumitra Sen, but they were not carried to the logical conclusion. I sincerely hope that in case, and I'm making this caveat, because I think you have to be fair to the judge also, in case it is found by at least a preponderance of credible evidence that the money recovered is relatable to judicial misconduct, the judge has no option but to go. And that is how it should be.
So how does one restore public confidence?
You know, public confidence certainly needs to be restored in the judiciary. And it is not Justice Yashwant Varma's case which has raised question marks about the judiciary. The people who practice in courts of law know that some of the so-called elevated judges, people don't speak very well about them as well. There has been disquiet about the goings-on in the judiciary for quite a while. This is not the first time it has happened, but now this is the most brazen kind of a recovery of money that has ever been seen in the judge's house. So therefore, it has naturally led to several questions, and also the question about whether the process of the appointment of the judges should be changed. And that is why the NJAC issue is now again at the center of the controversy.
So this is the moot point of my conversation with you. Do you think it is the time to rethink NJAC And what are the redeeming features of NJAC? If you can just Take us through.
You know, Kartikeya, the evolution of constitutions is a function of the evolution of society. And as the famous uh, political philosopher Harold Lasky said, ideas must wait upon events that give them birth. This is an event that will rebirth the debate around possibly a better mechanism for appointment of the judges. Now, the NJAC was brought for consideration of the parliament and was passed by an overwhelming supermajority, cutting across the political lines. All parties supported that move. It said that the appointment commission would consist of three senior most judges, as is the case now, but it will also have the law minister and two eminent persons. Now, to say that such a committee would necessarily erode the independence of the judiciary is, I think, stretching the argument too far.